Hello everyone and welcome to this week's weekly wear. A weekly wear where I guess I could have guessed. I promise I won't keep, I'm actually not even trying to repeat words at this point, but I guess I could have assumed that this product would, I don't even know, did it really go viral on TikTok? I feel like people liked it on TikTok, at least from what I've read about, but like in terms of the transfer over to YouTube, when I went to look to see if this product was really hyped, I personally, I feel like I find more cat hairs on my face on a daily basis than I was able to find views or reviews for this product. But I'm going to trust you guys as the ones that go on TikTok and me not going on TikTok that apparently this product needs to be reviewed on my channel. I've gotten quite the abundance of requests to test this out, this one size turn up the base versatile foundation powder from Patrick Starr's brand. I also know that he just came out with a BB cream foundation type thing, so that is in the mail to me, but hold tight. I can do that for next week's weekly wear. But this week we're going with the powder version. Here it is. As I said, I already read the title, but it is $33. I don't know what the typical size of powder foundation is, but you get 8 grams or 0.28 ounces. If I counted correctly, there are 32 different shades here. It looks like a decent shade range, if you ask me, and especially based on the arm swatches, you know, there's mostly a concentration, I think, in the light and medium shades, but there seems to be pale shades, deep shades, all of that as well. It boasts the incredible claim of being for all skin types, normal, dry combo, and oily. We'll see about that, but it also is going to give a matte finish and have a medium to full coverage finish to it, and it's going to be buttery smooth, buildable, and give up to 12 hours of wear, and just do all of the things that powder foundations typically claim to do, be it blur the pores, blur wrinkles and texture with a soft focus effect, mattify. It's free of a bunch of stuff like parabens, and it is also vegan and cruelty free, which is great. It's apparently an Allure Best of Beauty Award winner as well, and for how to use, it says to do either a powder brush or a puff or a dense brush if you want fuller coverage. So cool beans, Patrick Starr. Let's see what you got. As far as I know, I haven't tried anything from his brand. That's a lie. Don't I have an eye shimmer glitter that's actually gorgeous that I got in a BoxyCharm from his brand? Am I misremembering? Where is that? Anywho, we've just got shiny red packaging here. It's not personally my taste, but I'm also not like offended by it or anything. Ooh. I'm definitely not offended by a little magnetic closure, that's for sure. I do wish, you know, like I feel like powder foundations at the drugstore come with a puff. Like I wish this one could have come with a puff as well. But let's see. Yep, it feels super nice and silky like most and all, I think, powder foundations I've ever touched. Let's see, we'll get you a little closer, a little less close. I think my skin is looking pretty average right now. Blemishes, dark spots, scars, scabs, all of the above. So it didn't usually, you know, with foundation reviews, I'll do sponge and brush on my face, but since it only said to use brushes and puffs, and as far as I know, I don't have any puffs just laying around, at least not powder foundation ones. I've got this oldie buddy goodie from Tarte. This is a super dense brush that was for their powder foundation, so I'll use that, but I do want to see, just with a powder brush, they said you could get light coverage with just the powder brush, so let's see. Oh, and the shade I got was light 2N. No primer today as well. Yeah. I mean, that's what I thought. I feel like if you wanted to use this as like a setting powder or something, maybe this would be the kind of brush to use, but don't think it's really doing anything for me, so I'm just gonna go in with this guy here so that we can really buff this in. There we go. There we can see. I mean, I think it gave like maybe a light medium coverage Can certainly still see blemishes and redness and whatnot peeking through, but I do think it kind of evened things out. Now, let's go ahead and do the other side. And there we go. I do think the shade match looks pretty good on me. I don't think I got it to full coverage, but pretty close. I do think it does what powder foundation typically does, at least on me, and especially without a primer. It did cling a bit to my scabs or my drier patches of skin, but overall I was certainly able to even out my skin coloring on my face and cover up blemishes a good amount. And like I said, I think it looks pretty good. It looks natural. It doesn't look too heavy or cakey. It does look a little powdery in my opinion, but I mean, it's a powder foundation, and you know, I can just sit here and hope that throughout the day it'll get better with my oils coming through, but we won't know until I continue wearing this, and I will be reporting back to you all with those results at the very end of the night. So I'll see you in just a second here. Ready? Ding! Hello everyone, good evening, 'tis I. The end of the night. I'm home. I just got done enjoying some trashy TV with my mother, and I'm very curious to look at my face. What do you think, G? Excuse you. Oh, honey. I'm feeling very rejected. Well, let's see if I have a big old paw print on my face. This'll be fun. Joy Rapture, I don't. I look a hecka oily, that's for darn sure. Although I suppose mainly just on my forehead and my nose. It's just those are my prominent places. So definitely standing out, looking oily. But that being said, I mean, I think it looks like things wore well. Maybe a bit of fading on my nose, on the sides of my nose. It has felt super lightweight all day. Let me tell you, there have been multiple points where I've like gone to like itch at or do something to my face because I forget that I'm even wearing makeup right now. So that's been really nice. I do think that somehow it oxidized. I don't feel like that's something powder foundation is typically known for doing, but I do feel like the places where it's still very much on my skin and, you know, looking very oily, I also think it looks darker than it does in the pan, but you know, we'll see. I'm gonna continue testing. We'll see how things goes the next couple of days here, and I will report back to you all. So for me, it will be many hours, but for y'all, just a second. Ready? Ding! Hello everyone, good evening. I don't feel like I adjusted my camera angle, but I feel like higher up. I feel like you're seeing more of my chest area than usual. Aren't I usually like more down here? Very strange. I promise I have not grown even a millimeter. I am still the pocket-sized 5'2" thrift thick Cassie that you know and hopefully love. But day 3 here of testing, my god, how times change, or how opinions change, or how things change. I don't know if I was just like in a really forgiving and good mood on day 1 of testing, but like all of the ponytail flips, cause what? Maybe in real life it wasn't so bad, but then like looking at the footage I was like, ew, really? And then going into these next couple days of testing I'm like, ew, yeah. Did I just spoil it all for you? Here, let me show rather than just tell. So you saw day 1. On day 2, went ahead and used my Smashbox primer and NYX concealer serum. I wish I had used them in that order, but for some reason I was feeling frisky that day and I accidentally put on my concealer before my primer. So I put on the concealer and then instead of wiping that all off, I just kind of put primer on top of that and then reapplied concealer where I wanted it or felt like I needed it again. Woof. That was a choice. And then I tried out 2 different brushes. I tried out the dense one, the dense tart one again, you know, to apply it as a full coverage powder, as it promises you can. And finished it off by kind of buffing it out and fluffing on a little bit more powder with a fluffy powder brush. And you know, I let my primer and concealer dry before I put anything on top of it. Like, that's just kind of a life principle. You let things dry. But like, for some reason that didn't matter. This powder foundation just kind of like right onto those parts of my face, which I guess technically was all of my face since the primer was on there, but especially the parts with concealer as well. It just caked on to those spots with concealer and looked pretty patchy, and also it pretty quickly dried down a lot darker than it started out, and that was just made even more evident at the end of the night. Oh my god, did I look orange. It looked like I went on a date with Chester the cheetah and we got real hot and heavy. We had a great night together, but I know people talk about a walk of shame, but let me introduce you to the face of shame. Cheeto Dust Face Edition. Really, really sad how much this oxidizes. It's actually kind of incredible. And not only did I look orange at the end of the night, I looked greasy as all get out. I mean, really, the reflection off of my skin. Who needs a mirror when you have my face? Is that how the saying goes? Probably not, but that's how I felt. It looked real bad. And then, I mean, it wiped right off my face, like it did the first night. Like, it really, blah. Heavy, cakey, orange, greasy. Not for me. So, today, on day 3, I wanted to give it one last try. I figured, you know, maybe I should try applying it with my cat, you know? Like, maybe I could use his fur to dip into the powder, and then we can blot it on my face that way. It was great fun, right, Fake? Right, Fake? Actually, what I did was use my Beautiful Balls primer from Guerlain, and then I went in with my Milk Makeup Concealer. You know, I figured the Beautiful Balls, mattifying, the Milk Concealer, not as wet as the NYX one. We'll give it a try, and then we'll try just using the fluffy powder brush to apply it instead of the dense one. It's said that you can get medium coverage by doing that technique. I disagree. I don't think the powder brush gives much more than a light coverage, but you know, I did what I did, and that was the result. And once again, I just noticed that it was going orange. It starts off the color of this sweatshirt that I'm wearing, and then it just goes rogue. And by rogue, I do mean orange. Granted, my face looks a little less shiny, I think, at the end of the night here, but like, my forehead and nose could really be used as some kind of reflective light. It's pretty incredible the way that the oil combines with this powder, and it's incredible in a not good way. So, if I haven't completely not sold you on this powder foundation, let me give you pros and cons. The pros being the pro, because I could only think of one. It's lightweight! Even though it's oily as all heck and looks really heavy, it actually surprisingly does not feel heavy throughout wear. It feels very lightweight. As I said on day 1, there were multiple times, and even like the past couple days, so all 3 of the days, there have been times where I forget that I'm wearing makeup because it really is that lightweight. So it does have that going for it. However, that's all I could say for the good stuff, because the rest of it, it's all cons. First off being the orangeness, like, what is that? What is that? It is such a stark difference. Like I said, it starts out the color of this sweatshirt and somehow we end up here at the end of the night. What is that? I don't know if it is just my oils reacting to it, if that's the only time that oxidation happens, but it's not good. And I don't like it. It also, by the end of the night, looks like a greasy mess. Really, this is the most reflective I have seen my skin look in a very long time, especially during the winter. Oh my god, I can't even imagine during the summer months what this would look like. Plus, because of that, and I'm assuming because of the oils and stuff just accumulating, it just looks heavy and cakey and it looks like I'm wearing makeup, and bad makeup at that. It looks like bad stage makeup or something. It's really not cute. And then also what's not cute is that it wipes right off. God forbid I were to give someone a hug right now in a shirt this color or otherwise, my face would do a full-on transfer. They would be making quite the fashion statement. So I mean, hey, maybe if that's what they were going for, they'd be pleased. But I think most people would be real grossed out. So yeah, I mean, overall, I can't recommend this. I don't know why people are raving about this, if they're raving about this. I looked at the reviews. I try not to, you know, when I first do my reviews because I don't want to go in biased. But the reviews looked pretty mixed on Sephora, even though it's got a pretty solid 4 stars out of 5. I don't know what that's all about, but I feel like the reviews that showed up, half of them were raving about it and the other half were like, this is the most disgusting thing I've ever put on my face. So I certainly fall into that camp. Y'all should let me know what camp you fall into if you have tested out this powder foundation. I know Patrick Starrr also just came out with a triple B cream, not a BB cream, but a BBB cream. I don't know what that's all about, but I already ordered it and it is here. So I don't know if that's going to be my next weekly wear. It's either going to be my next one or my next one. So you'll see that review in a week or two. Hopefully it does better than this. But anywho, let me know all of the things in those comments down below. You can also let me know if you enjoyed the video, found it helpful somehow, whatever the case may be, by giving a thumbs up down below. I would really appreciate it. And if you're new here, hey, hi, hello, how are you? You can go ahead and subscribe. You can tippity tap the notification bell down below and become a member of my casserole family here on my channel. I'd love to have you here. And as always, I just hope you guys are all doing well. And until next time, just stay well until then. Bye!